So our next segment, so we sort of started talking about before you were mayors and what you did before. Now we're going to talk about sort of when you were mayors and what that experience was like. So the first question is going to go to Senator Comitta. And Abby, I believe you're going to ask that question.
This is a short question, but it may have a long answer. Angela and Zachary both asked, what does a mayor do?
Well, it depends. Thank you for to all of you for that very good question. It all depends on who's the mayor. Number one, we each bring to the role our own gifts and our ideas and our skills and our vision for ways we can bring people together to improve the community. But and it also depends on the particular community, because each community decides how what the role of their mayor, their borough council members, or city council or whatever it is. So it's a little bit different in each town or borough. But in Westchester, the mayor is the ceremonial head of the borough. So the mayor would preside at ribbon cuttings. The mayor can marry people. And perhaps, lead a parade, open a festival, kind of ceremonial things, celebrating the community. And in borough council meetings in Westchester, the mayor can veto a vote of borough council. Remember I said earlier, a mayor doesn't have a vote, not for every issue that comes up before borough council, but a mayor can veto if the borough council passes a vote and the mayor says, I think this is not a good idea for our community. The mayor can cast a veto vote, and then the council has an opportunity to decide if they want to how they want to handle that, which there are a number of ways to do that. The other thing that the mayor of Westchester does is serves in the role as the civilian oversight of the Westchester Police Department. So as mayor, it was my job to make sure that we were listening to the people, and we made sure that our police department heard the people and was there to help people in the ways that were most important to them. So those are the main roles of mayor in the borough of Westchester.
Cool. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
This question is for Mr. Spencer. I think, students recognize from some of these questions that being mayor is probably more than a full-time job. Several of them, including Emma, Anthony, Araya, and Wendy, to name a few, wanted to know, did you ever get breaks while you were mayor?
I think the best answer to give to that is yes. Okay. The short answer is yes. And much of that is predicated on the fact that despite the fact that you're the ceremonial or what's considered the titular head of the community, you work with other people. And so I was quick to say this many, many times. It's not about me, it's about us. It's what we do. So thus the short answer, yes, I did get breaks. The other thing that I'd want you to know about Kennett Square, at least, is that the mayor's position was completely and totally non-paid. It was all voluntary.
Oh, wow.
So in order to do that, I had to work full time. And much like the senator, I'm an educator. My background is in actually music education primarily, but I work for the intermediate unit at another educational level. So I had a full-time job, which made it all the more important that the other players, if you will, in the community, the other hired staff, did their jobs. Now, I took time to talk with them and work with them, and particularly the chief of police. We had daily conversations, but nonetheless, they simply did their jobs. And when I was needed, then they knew they could count on me. But outside of that, when I wasn't teaching, wasn't in the classroom, wasn't doing the educator's piece, I was in the community. I was at meetings. I was at, I can't tell you how many chicken dinners I had, but we all go through that. But
it's a good way to get to know people, sitting down and eating.
Very, very important to me that when I was not doing my other fulfilling my other professional responsibilities, that I was where the people were and spent time with them. So.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a volunteer position in Kennet. I imagine others are, but others are paid as well. Yeah. Okay. So this question is for Commissioner Maxwell, and I believe, Sophia, you're going to present that question.
One of the January elementary kids wanted to know, do mayors have to pay taxes?
The good ones do. Mayors and all elected officials should pay their amount in taxes. And to my knowledge, every mayor in Chester County has and does pay taxes. It's an important part of being a citizen in this country. That's how we pay for our police departments and train stations and our schools. So yes, mayors do pay taxes.